Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, we are live.
Yeah, we're live.
Okay.
Can you check your Instagram, sir? Because the live is not coming up. Oh.
Okay, that was weird.
You knew at this? This is your first time doing all
We
that?
are live.
This is your first time? New job?
Apparently.
New employee. Who dis?
Yeah. New employee. Who dis? Who dis?
You ruin all this. You really do.
Scotty says, "A winky face."
Hello, Timmy. Hello. Hello.
Who dis?
Who dis? New employee. Who dis? Oh, it's not a winky face.
Sweat face.
It's a you're nuts face.
What?
Okay, we don't need it that big. You know, this guy makes fun of me every week because he thinks I'm blinder than I actually am. Like, yes, I can't see a lot of things, but stop looking at Facebook.
I'm not understanding why we're not showing up on my Facebook.
Why don't you just go into the profile? He's also not so, what's the word I'm looking for? Social media something.
Savvy.
Yeah. No, you stay in the page. Here, I'll share it so you don't have to. You can share it off of mine.
Hello, Dar. Are you back at the trailer, or are you still at home? We went home yesterday?
Monday.
We went home, enjoyed a couple days at home. We're going back to the trailer tomorrow, I do believe.
I think so. Darlene says Friday I'll be back. Yeah. Sucks when you gotta go city. At least we gotta go north. You don't have to go south.
So, yeah, we're not going to use my Facebook tonight.
You just talked to your friends.
So, like, last couple days, we've been discussing what we want in our trailer. You guys can, like, if you guys have topics that you guys want us to talk about or ask questions about, it doesn't have to be about trailer. Like, you can ask us how we feel about the government, whatever.
We're not going to be talking about the government.
Hey.
They already charge us enough money as it is, okay?
We'll talk about anything, guys.
Well, one thing we did want to talk about this week was the craziness on parks.
Well, yeah, that was one. Two, today we were talking about, like, we get a new trailer. The park is starting to come around to how we want it, per se. How, like, it's starting to become nice. The water's starting to get put in. Septic starting getting put in. So, like, a couple things that we were talking about that we want possibly in our next trailer. One could be a washer and a dryer.
Oh, that'd be so nice with running water and sewer, guys. Being able to wash your clothes instead of bringing them home every week. That's a game changer. I know some people are like, no, like, you know, that's glamping at its finest, but it would be so worth it, especially if you got kids.
Yeah, and, like, I know there's a couple trailers out there that you can get a dishwasher now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool too.
I don't know if I clamp that far down.
My thing is, like, yes, the dishwasher would be handy, but either way, it's going to be small. So when it comes to, like, pots and pans, the dishes you really do not want to wash, you have to still wash them. There's not going to be enough room for them. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But, like, everyday little, like, cups and silverware, that'd be amazing to be able to use that. But I think, like, even overall for us, in the fact that, like, for us to wash dishes now, it's, like, we have to plan it out because we have to fill up the trailer with water. We have to make sure we can get a pump out. Like, there's different things that have to go into it. when we have sewer and water, we won't have to think about those things. We can just do dishes. So I don't think like the dishwasher is like a fun thing to have, but I don't think it's like more necessary than I would say the washer dryer.
I totally don't think it's necessary. I personally think your hands do a good enough job, so you didn't find that as funny as I did.
Go ahead. Keep going with what you were going with.
Something's going on over in that was a joke, guys. So
Something's going on in Instagram land.
I know. I'm just noticing this. We are trying to fix things as we are speaking, guys.
Bear with us.
Um,
There is something going on because live is not showing up. Let me see.
okay, we're not going to be live on Instagram tonight, guys.
What happened?
It just quit itself out. So we're not going to be
Interesting.
live on Instagram tonight, guys, because I cannot fix that.
Let's let Instagram know. Because we did post that we were live.
It says we are live on Instagram, but
Yeah.
we're not. But like, I don't think.
I don't think. Continue.
I don't think. She's taking pictures over here, guys. I don't think.
Yes, because I have to notify our Instagram followers. I had already notified them that we were going live, and now they can't find us.
Okay, sorry. I don't think like a dishwasher is completely necessary. I don't think a washer and dryer is completely necessary.
I think that's completely necessary.
In a trailer.
I think so.
But are they going to be convenient if we can get them? Hell yeah. The one thing I would like to get, and I've spoke to her, a lot of trailers are now coming out with ACs with a heat pump.
Mhm.
Sorry, ACs with a heat pump in it. So instead of burning propane to keep your heater going, you can use electric, and it's a heat pump via the AC, and it warms up your trailer. We have a friend that has it now, and it works perfect. So maybe something we can think about.
I don't know about that one.
Ange writes, I think it depends on what you're doing with your trailer.
Yes, I agree with that.
I think a heat pump.
Oh.
Depending.
I think she meant the one before.
Okay, but I think a heat pump, if you can get it in the bedroom or in the main living area, it'd be better than it just being in like the central.
Yeah, the thing with the heat pump though is we were talking about it earlier, and we think we might have spoken to somebody who actually brought the fact up to us at the trailer show.
Yes.
And the only thing is, how good is it going to actually heat the trailer? In the case of with the heat pump, that means the heat's coming from the ceiling and heat rises, so you have that difficulty there. So it's something to definitely look into. Dar says she heats hers with the fireplace. So yeah, you always got that option too. And that does a pretty good job with it too.
Yep.
Now with Ange stating the fact of it depends on what you're doing with your trailer, I completely agree. Like if you are going to be traveling a lot with your trailer, the washer and dryer is like a no-brainer, because then you can wash and dry your clothes instead of going to a laundromat or something.
Yeah, and then Dar says her
Which is hydro, yeah.
Heater's on hydro. Yeah. Now, one thing that we did want to talk about is the prices of parks.
Oh, and Angela, I'm sure you have some good information. She is out in BC, guys, so we all know BC is already more expensive, and we're already really expensive here in Ontario, so I can only imagine. I did find one. Go ahead with what you were saying while I find this.
I'm going to say this. We got told what they are out in BC. For people in Ontario and around us, pretty much if you're in our park, shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
We're not paying that much.
Compared to a lot of other
Um,
parks. But in their defense, it would be nice to have the stuff already before we're getting charged for it.
Completely.
Definitely. But
But even when we do get charged for it,
yeah.
shut up. We're
Yeah.
still cheaper than what they are.
I think it's just there was a big jump in a very little amount of time.
When I heard the price, I was like, ay caramba.
Oh, man, where is this thing?
Like, that is expensive. And you pay 13 grand?
Yes, but she gets lots of stuff.
Yeah, they are 12 months. But even if we were 12 months, if you double our fees, we're still at just under 10,000.
I had a park that I had screenshotted the things that they were offering or something like that, like the rules, and I cannot find it, and this happens to me all the time.
I know in Newfoundland they're expensive too. Like Newfoundland, for a weekend at a provincial park, it's like, I want to say close to $1,000 just for a weekend.
I want to say that's here too.
Oh, possibly. But like, when I lived in Newfoundland, we were looking out there. They were expensive for non-provincial parks. Like, I do understand that they got to make money.
Oh, for
Everybody has to
sure.
make money.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, if you charge less on your lot fees and charge more for extra amenities, then you could cover the balance. And I think you'd fill up your park a lot quicker. But that's just me.
Yeah, for sure. Now this is one of the screenshots that I was looking for, which I actually did not have a screenshot of. Angela had sent it to me.
Okay.
But it says price for the price of whatever, their like seasonal lot price. Price includes 2 adults and 2 children under 16, 1 RV unit, and 1 vehicle. So if you have more kids or kids over the age of 16, or you have more than 1 vehicle, you have to pay extra per season. They have day visitors, but they must leave by 10 p.m. Daily fees, $10. Adults are $5. Children under 16 are... Oh, sorry. Adults are $10. Children under 16 are $5. But that's for, like, long weekends. And you have to... If it's a long weekend or a special event, you have to be there for 3-day minimum. It's crazy. All other guests, or for other dates other than special events and long weekends, it's $5 for each vehicle plus 1 person. So I guess if there's $4 every additional person, same vehicle. So for the vehicle with 1 person, it's $5. If you have 4 other people, you're paying an additional $4 for each person. Children under 16 are $5. Adults max 4 per site. And if you want to add a tent, it's $30 extra.
And like, guys, you think we're getting screwed over? Like, come on.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that Ange had found. It's not the one she's in. But, like, how are you charging money for children? Like, that's one thing our park has never done, is actually charge anybody who's under the age of 16, I think it's actually 18, you get in for free, whether you're a guest or whatever. They never question that.
Anne says technically the 12 months is 11,500 taxes, including sewer and water and other amenities, but also have to pay for hydro deposit and a deck rental and install fee.
And you have to remove all of that off your site. Am I correct? Or can you leave that there now, I guess? Or was that the other park? She had a park, I know she was talking about a park where everything had to be removed off the site after each year.
Like, I think that's stupid.
I can't believe that you have to rent a deck. That's nuts.
Yeah, it is. Like I think for our park guys, like for people that are in our park and are going, oh, like I can't afford it, or oh, it's too
Hmm.
expensive, or this corporation is killing us.
Yeah.
Have fun, have that corporation.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Like,
even like the one Ange is in. Like, could you imagine having to pay a deck rental?
no.
Like and an install fee because they have to install it. You cannot install it. You know how many people would be like, yeah, bye in
And
our park?
like, I think, I think we're getting away scot free compared to what other people are paying,
Oh, for
what
sure.
other people have, everything like that. I think, for what we have and are getting, um, I think we're going to be much cheaper than everybody else thinks. Like, I just don't understand it. Not the one, not this one.
It
It
stays.
stays.
Okay.
The deck was optional, but why not get it?
Mhm.
The other seasonal required a deck and fence, but needed to be removed with your trailer as of September 30th. The one we are in, there is
2, soon to be 3 pools, hot tub, clubhouse with laundry, shower. They do lots of kids activities
a community
and
dinners,
community dinners slash games
which
too.
I think that's where our park is
Wants to get to.
heading towards.
Yeah.
I don't know about the removal of um trailer at September 3rd.
No, that was
30.
the other one.
No, but I'm just saying,
Oh,
like,
okay, yeah.
that
No.
is absolute
That's
garbage.
crazy. Like, can you imagine you have to pretty much almost sign up and hope you can get the same spot you had the year before.
Yeah, and like you can't go in until May 1st, probably
And you have to be out by
by
September
September
30th.
30th.
You know
Come
what?
on.
I don't mind that. That kind of makes sense because you're there if you go in for May 1st and you stay till like pretty much almost October 1st, that is not actually so bad. Because really the last 2 weeks of the park being opened, it's freezing anyways for us. For them, yeah, it's BS because they get better weather.
I'm sorry. If I could, I would stay at my trailer every weekend, all year, every weekend. I would do it. I love camping. Absolutely love it. I love the smell of being outside. I love the smell of campfire. I love everything about it. And would do it. Oh, so it's April 1st.
Okay, so that's not bad at all.
April
You can get
1st
the
to
same
September
lot,
30th.
however, you have to remove everything as their sites are
For
forestry, so they don't want to be liable should something fall and do damage. But isn't that what insurance is for?
I,
That's what I would have assumed. That's why we have to have the liability we do on our trailers, right? We have to have insurance for cases that something happens.
I just like. I hope our park gets to where we have the pools, the hot tubs, the community center, the clubhouses.
I could go without the 13K though.
I don't think we're ever gonna get that close.
I don't know. Well, eventually, one day down the road, inflation again at some point.
In 500 years.
No, I don't think so. I think it's going to be sooner than 500 years. I think you're looking at a good 15 to 20 years before it gets there, but we don't get the campfires now. Yeah.
I don't see it getting that pricey. Seeing that they've already come out and gave us a letter
For sure.
stating that here's what our lot fees are.
Yes, but once everything is fully done and renovated and everything is good to go, you know what does happen though, right? You have rent increases. So things will slowly go up after that, but it will only be like a percentage every few years. It won't jump from, we are paying say 1,500 to paying $4,000. That won't happen ever again, but it will slowly get up there.
But
maybe not in your lifetime.
I think about it right now. and where they want to put the stuff. This is conversation between us and people that have been in our park or know our park. Think about where they want to put the stuff. Some of this stuff is never going to happen because they can't do it.
I think they need to replace certain things, but I'm not the engineer on the team
Nope.
that I can tell them this. I personally think the huge field we have by our trailer specifically, is a perfect place to be able to put a lot of the things that the campers can do. I think over the bridge is thinking crazy, especially when our side of the park's going to be done first. Does it really make sense to put everything fancy on that side of the park, which means it will be gone or it won't be able to be done for at least a good 10-15 years.
Don't get us wrong, guys. Like, the other side of the park would be a good spot. And I do believe it would be. I think more central location would be take out those trailers down by the bridge.
The only thing with that is I think people think about the fact of it being too close to the water. But I guess the field still is close to the water.
It can be moved.
Mm-hmm.
You can build, but central location, move those trailers by the river, down by the bridge, and then you work in that corner, that section there, and you can go back a little bit.
I get that,
into the trees.
Brandy wouldn't like that.
I'm not saying go as far down as Brandy. I'm saying that big open spot right there.
Yeah. Well, you also have the fact of, like, if you wanted to do this thing of, putting a pool and putting all the activities on the other side of the bridge, then you should have started on the other side of the bridge, be able to sell that side of the bridge, and sell the fact that you have things going on over doing it this way, right?
Brandy says, I think the other side is stupid, still floods, and holds water. I don't think it's flooded in a couple of years because they put that big ditch in, but I will agree with you.
It still gets really wet.
It still gets wet.
Yeah, and I think exactly, like she said, the main field is the best spot, and I've always said that. The only thing I think they may have issues with if they were to use the main field is, like, for example, if you were to put in a pool, how many wires are ran underground?
I'm just thinking
with putting in the new hydro stuff.
The main field where we are now would not be the central location.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Down by the bridge would be the central location. And then you don't have to have the worry of what's underground up in what we call the main field now.
Agreed, yeah. Once you take out all the Lupin.
Yeah. If it rains hard,
Debbie's lot is a disaster and they want to do it beside her. Exactly. Yeah.
Like, no way Brandy, are we saying that it is it should be over there?
No.
Like, none of us agree with that.
Yeah, we all agree with the same.
I just think a central location would be pretty much from the corner of the road, where the bridge is, like going down your road, that corner, go back in the forestry a little bit, make a big square there. You got enough space right there. It's a central location. People from the other side of the park, people from our side of the park can all congregate somewhat in the middle.
The only question I have for you is, doesn't that space also flood?
It can, I do believe.
Okay.
It can, but not as horrible.
Okay.
And if you use enough backfill,
yeah, you should be okay.
You should be fine.
Yeah.
The issue with going on the other side is you got to put a new bridge in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even trust.
We need a new bridge either way.
Like, I'm scared to go over it in the Jeep. Like, I don't think that bridge is safe and all, but that's just me.
Yeah.
So if somebody like, let's say Brandy's driving a transport truck or a dump truck over that bridge, I do not feel safe for her to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think let's leave it on this side, put it where I think it should go or where you guys think it should go, and worry about the bridge in a couple more years.
Agreed. Well, either way, you got to worry about that bridge within the next year or two. I'm sorry, but if you go and look at that bridge needs to be fixed way sooner than later. Angela says, I suppose that's valid. However, you have to strictly enforce the speed limit because that's usually where most people speed. If you put pools, etc., there's going to be a lot of kids, which is completely right.
Totally agree, but that's where I think you could put cameras.
Mm-hmm.
You could put whatever.
Well,
you could put like a corner. I would almost say like a corner store down there.
Yeah, like
where
I can't even think of the word. There's an like word for it. Not an office, but like a clubhouse kind of thing.
Yeah, and you have an employee work in it.
Yep.
And they see somebody speed, go out.
You could even take out the trailers that are like, you know where the river is, and then you have the trailers across from the river. You could take out that space and keep that as parking, and you pretty much have to walk down from bridge down towards all the kid stuff. So there's no kids actually that should be let out or in without an adult. For the case of speeding too.
I do. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
There should also sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna point it out. There should also be a park placed on both sides of the bridge.
I agree.
I think so that kids can go to the park and they don't have to cross over a river or a bridge or whatever. There should be a park in both areas, even if it's just a little playscape like we have now. Just something to give them a place to play.
Brandy, to your comment, Brandy writes like a boathouse. Ange writes. Brandy says, "I'd like to open the bar, or like the bar to open as a restaurant."
I completely agree.
As far as I remember, I've had a discussion with somebody in the Headwater group, Blue Huron, whatever you want to call them, group. They are looking into it. The issue is getting licensing, getting proper people to work there, run it, and on top of that, it is we've all experienced before when it was open as the bar. People that bring up their booze and go in there.
See, I for one,
they'll lose their license instantly.
I for one completely think you should not have it a bar at all. It should just be a restaurant open from say 8 to 8 on Saturdays and say like 8 to 2 on Sundays. I don't think you should add a bar at all.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Because of the issues you're saying.
But they'll lose their license.
But I think that restaurant would be so good as just a restaurant. I think that's the only way around it at this point.
They'll I'll have to look into it again, but it doesn't matter if it's food or not. If somebody brings booze there, they'll lose their license.
Well, you should be bringing any
just like that.
Yeah, but that can be as good as you don't bring any drinks or any food is allowed in, right? Just like almost any restaurant, you don't walk into a restaurant with a drink in your hand.
People don't follow rules now, so why would they even start?
Well, there in that case is where you put a camera and you get kicked out.
There are cameras there.
There's no strike 1, 2, 3 there.
I'm just saying, people don't listen now in that park. Why would they even start?
Well, that's the hope here is as we continue to renovate things is people either start listening or they leave because they don't care.
Dar writes, the bridge is 50 years plus. I don't think it's that old, but it's pretty close
to there, yeah.
I would almost say it's close to 50, yeah.
Well, what was it before?
2 trees.
Exactly. So, no, I think She's roughly there. My mom is, I'm not going to say her age because she'll yell at me. My mom
Old.
is 29.
Old.
We're looking at about, I would say, 40 to 50 years.
Dar says it's flatbed trailers.
Been repaired many times. Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I think it's time for a new solution, let's say.
I agree with you, Brandy.
I would be completely good with that one.
Brandy writes, just do the takeout window.
Yeah.
Again, it goes with if one person comes up there with, let's say, and they're going to bingo, and I'm just using this scenario. They're going to bingo and they drive by with the booze, and the liquor license person or the restaurant person sees it. He or she, if I remember correctly, can at any time just go, license gone, because there is booze within a certain area of it. It's a stupid rule. I'll have to look into it again.
Yeah, I don't know how far they would get with that one though.
But
only because of the case that, like, if it's only a takeout window and they're only serving food, I don't know how well that one would, like, how far it would get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, neither do I.
Now, if they were to serve booze as well in that takeout window, then yes, I completely agree there.
I wouldn't, right now, where the park sits in the renovations world, I wouldn't want a chance opening it up and
having us
losing it right away.
Honestly, I think they should probably open up a restaurant before they go ahead and do all the stuff for the kids, because it's a way of making money for the park. And how many of us would go up there on a Sunday morning looking for breakfast?
I thought of a way that we could get around it for the time being until everything is kind of sorted out, and is get like a chip truck.
Yeah, that could work too.
Get like a chip truck, because then you can't serve booze at all. Like, sorry, my bad.
I personally don't think they should ever serve booze again, in my opinion, because they've had so many issues with booze in the past, and most people are not going to go up and pay $10 or $15 for a drink when they could go back to their trailer and make a drink for free. And if that means that you don't have the restaurant or whatever you want to put in there open after, say, like 7 p.m., so be it. Then people can go back to their trailer and drink. They don't have to drink in an area that doesn't belong to them, that they could ruin something.
I would actually charge, like, if you come up on the pavement, we all know what the pavement side of our park is. If you come up on the pavement side of our park, fine. And there's booze in your golf cart, there's booze in your car. Here you go. Here's a fine.
The issue there is they already do that with bingo. I don't know how they get by that. Everybody drinks at bingo, right? So
yeah, but I'm like, move bingo. Move it somewhere.
But I don't even think that's really the trouble in that case, because of the fact that, like, you have the dances there too. If the licensing guy had an issue with alcohol being up there, it would be a major issue if we threw a dance, right?
That's why I think putting the clubhouse and everything in the center, it'd be more beneficial, because then you don't have to worry as much
about that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But and like Ange brought it up, my fear is, and like Brandy would be right there if they built it where I said. It'd be 5 trailers away from Brandy's lot. You have people like Easton, who, as soon as he wakes up, will want to be at that swimming pool, whatever's there. And how do you tell a kid, no, he can't go there? If he can see it, how do you tell that kid?
See, I don't want a pool there. Are you crazy? Well, exactly. Really, even I can understand, like, even when Easton grows up, what's going to happen then? Now she's stuck in an area where there's kids everywhere making noise at like 9 a.m. in the morning.
But Brandy, like I'm just thinking if it's not there, and let's just spitball this. If it's not there, and let's say it's up by us, Easton's gonna be the same way.
Yeah,
I think as soon as you bring a pool in that park,
a lot of people are a lot
every
of kids,
kid that's gonna be in that park is gonna be like, oh
I
my
personally
god.
think you need more than one pool. You need like an adult pool and a kids pool
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
because I think a lot of people would take advantage. The only thing is, and I had suggested this to you, was if you put the pool in the field, you have to put some type of shelter over top. Because you standing in that field all day, especially a kid, would really, very likely get heat stroke.
It doesn't matter where you put those pools.
Yeah, you're gonna need shelter. Yeah.
It's different for him. He doesn't have free range
like the rest. Yeah.
No, Brandy, I'm just saying, like even Easton will wake up and going, Mom, I want to go to the pool. Mom, pool, Mom.
And
Mommy,
Brandy will lose her mind.
Mother. We all know. I have my own kids. I know what they'd be like.
Brad will be the same way. And says, yeah, we have adults only and then family, and we are adding another everyone pool. That's really good. I think that's actually really smart.
And also parents need to be with their kids in the pool.
I completely agree with that.
I see the only issue I see with the pools is we have an issue with teenagers now being rowdy, moronic people on times. And you get that with adults too. So don't think I'm just blaming it on teens. But smashing things is fun.
No, the number one, the pool has to be, some type of fence has to be put up around it. I think that's like a legal thing. But I think anybody under a certain age, yeah, there definitely should be a parent with them. And I think that's mostly like a rule with almost any pool. Like any hotel pool, if you're under, I think it's like 16 or something, you have to have an adult with you.
I'm talking about like late at night. Those teens are walking around the park because some don't have parental control, and throw a beer bottle, throw any kind of bottle.
Oh yeah, no,
smash.
But that
bang,
could happen no matter what. No matter
pools.
what, that could happen, and unfortunately, that's the problems
we have. I disagree with you. I don't think it can happen.
I will be right back. Sorry.
If somebody has to go pee, I don't think it'll happen all the time if you control what can be around it. Ange says a lot of things need to change before a pool goes in. Some are more concerns about drinking and then parenting, plus the breaking things. As far as, and then Brandy, you right, because I doubt they'll have lifeguards. As far as I know, there was discussions. There had to be lifeguards, and I think it is in the township's bylaws. I do believe that if you do put a pool in, depending on the size, if it's a kiddie pool, like a 2-feeder, I don't think you need a lifeguard, but I think an adult pool, you do need a lifeguard on duty. At least a registered lifeguard. It can't be just parents. So that's, I don't quote me on these things, but as far as I know, they do need a lifeguard. But yeah, I do agree with you, Ange. A lot of things need to change in our park before pools go in. I think before a clubhouse goes in, before a rec center goes in. I think a lot needs to be changed. I think rules need to be enforced a little bit more. Like, do I think the noise one is a big rule. I think they need to be less lenient on that. People can sleep through noise. And like it's a stupid rule. Yes, I understand it needs to be turned down to like a dull roar, but completely off, no. I don't think you have to do that to that extreme. But I do but they're going around saying, "Oh, music needs to be turned right down, blah 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 blah." Like screw off on that rule. Speeding is one that needs to be definitely taken care of. Um, and like a lot of other rules need to be enforced before you start enforcing that one. Like I I think they're going after the stupid rules now, um, before they go for the big rules. Because to me, um, you can still have music and socialize, but be respectful. And that's what I think. But like we've seen it, heard it. Like, please turn your music off. It's after 11 o'clock. Like, F off. How about that truck that just went down the road that's doing 15 to 20? If a kid jumps out, like, God forbid if it's ever Dylan, Mason, any of them, Easton, like, those parents are, like, Brandy will rip the head off the person.
For sure.
Like, I pity the fucker.
I think speeding is something that majorly needs to be taken care of in our park. It's just getting more ridiculous year after year, and I think since they brought in the golf carts, it's gotten worse because they go, well, like we even had somebody this year, a newer camper goes, well, if the golf carts can go faster, why can't I in my car? And it's like, okay, I understand your argument and why it makes sense to you, but at the end of the day, you're still in a full vehicle. You're going to do more harm than a golf cart will either way. Not saying golf carts don't need to slow the heck down too. Just
I personally, and we had this discussion on the weekend, I personally believe either they make parking spots up in front of the park and you have to buy a golf cart, and that's the only way you can get, like, go around the park, or you can drive to your lot. But once your vehicle is at your lot, it doesn't drive around the park.
I personally don't think
unless you're leaving.
Yeah, I don't think you should be driving around the park just to drive around the park. Like, I know there's people who drive around the park all the time. They'll drive up to Horseshoes or they'll drive wherever. Okay, I can understand, you know, if you're across the bridge and you have to drive over to, say, the field, I understand that. But as soon as a drink goes in your hand, you should not be moving that vehicle.
No, I personally don't think the vehicle should be moved at all. No. You drink or not.
No.
It's like you said, golf cart won't hurt somebody as bad as a car will.
No, but they still have to be mindful of being on the golf cart too.
I'm not saying they don't, but it won't hurt as bad. It's plastic and little metal, where a car is a lot of metal and big, where it can do some damage. Like a golf cart, you can jump out of the way. A car?
Well, and the fact that the golf cart,
you're probably not jumping out that way.
You have the option of, you can see everything around you. You don't have stuff blocking. You don't have a blind spot. You don't have these extra issues that come with a vehicle.
I agree with you, Brandy. It depends on how you're hit. I totally agree.
For sure.
But a lot of our golf carts in our park, you can hear coming from a mile away.
Actually, I can like name some of the sounds. Depending on the sound of golf cart driving by, I know who's driving by. That's how bad it is.
Like, I know when the Mercer's golf cart's going by. I know when Darren's golf cart's going by. I know when Brandy's is going by. I know when It used to be Ryan and Sam's.
Ryan and Sam's, I knew, yeah.
Ryan and Sam's, you could tell from the other side of the park. Oh, they're going somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I personally think if, like, I'm not saying campers have to go spend a shite ton of money,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying that. And maybe it's something that the park provides is a golf cart or another mode of transportation
Well, it's
besides your car.
like a little like you know how you guys we have the Caterpillar, or we had the Caterpillar.
We still do.
Okay. So, just the thought process, you have somebody who drives around and picks
Like a bus
people off.
service.
Yeah, and like drops them off. Like, around horseshoe time, say at 12:30 and 12:45, you have like a shuttle like Angela says. Like doing things like that because it will get people interested in whatever's going on, and if they don't want to take their car or they don't have a golf cart, they have that option.
And it's constantly going around the park.
Yeah.
I like that idea a lot.
But I also think that all golf carts should be going no more than 10 kilometers per hour in the park.
You can govern golf carts. You can actually,
Yeah.
there's a governor that
Yeah.
you can.
But I think all people need to realize that and not go 15, 20 kilometers and then complain about the car speeding,
Like,
right?
I will tell you guys now, the next person that goes by your parents' trailer, our trailer, that is speeding, that I've already told to slow down,
Mm.
I've already told everybody around us, I will pick up a rock and I will rifle it
I've just,
through the back window.
you know what's actually funny, guys? I've actually just started taking pictures of the license plate. Because when we see a vehicle drive by and they're speeding, we give them one chance. If they come back up the road speeding as well, or I see them another time speeding, I take a picture. I will actually get on our golf cart, go look for that vehicle, take a picture. And then I would send that to whoever needs to know what was going on.
Brandy writes, if people abuse the speed by either car or golf cart, make them walk
I agree.
from now on.
Agreed.
I agree, but I'm going to say this, and it's with your comment. You're going to have some kickback on that one because unless the ownership and leadership of the park
Is going to do the
abides by the rule,
same.
then they're going to say something.
Or even when you have workers, and I'm not saying like the worker who's specifically always there. I mean like extra workers who come in for different kind of contract jobs. They are probably the worst. Like remember when they were putting in the hydro?
We had a guy literally. I yelled out, "Slow down!"
Mhm.
And he told me to f off, mind my own business, and he was doing work in the park, and I should shut the f up.
Yep.
So it was a really good experience.
Yeah. I was certainly prepared to throw a few rocks, but then you would likely have to throw a fist. Very true. Honestly, I try not to go towards the throwing rocks situation because you got the issue of they can still come back and you can get in even more trouble. So like I don't want to get in trouble, but I will tell on you. If you're speeding, I would have went after them. Oh, he did. He did.
I went after them.
We ran really, really quickly.
Oh, for the worker? No. I did not go after them.
No. The guy who told you to go F yourself.
No, there was two separate things.
Yes.
There was the camper that told me to F off,
Yes.
and then there was the worker. The worker, I did not.
No, we're talking about the other guy.
We're not talking about the other guy.
Okay.
I just told the thing about the worker, and what I did was went straight to, I do believe, Christopher at that time. It would have been Chris, I think, running.
No, I think it was Meg.
Meg or Chris,
Peanut.
whoever was running the park at that time. And I said, hey,
Meg or
it was this person just did this in this truck.
This was the license plate.
This was the license plate. If you like deal with said employee as you deem, but like this is unprofessional, blah 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 blah, and like pretty much said like if there were other people around, which there were, um, like how is that attracting people into the park if you've got people who don't even work there, but don't camp there, that work there that are only in to do odd jobs, telling campers to go F themselves. How is that attracting people, anybody to a park? It's not. But the other camper, yeah, we took a picture of the license plate, went to Peanut, and she dealt with it immediately.
We think. We have no actual idea.
No, but
They haven't done it again. So they've either learned to go a different way or they stopped doing it.
yeah, funny thing is they haven't come down our road.
And that wasn't even our road. That was my mom's road.
Yeah, that was your mom's road. And then what he said to you and your parents, I was on our lot and I just jumped off our lot, which we all know where my lot is. And then I ran across.
Say, listen, a-holes, the speed limit is $5. Slow down or square up.
We have.
You know what? I tell everybody all the time that the limit is $5. I still say that to you.
Yeah,
Slow down is $5.
We say it all the time.
Yeah.
Actually, the other day I came in the park as a test to both of us. Could I get to my lot without pressing on the gas pedal from the entrance of the park? And the answer is
Yes.
100%.
And going 5. The fastest he went was 6, and that was down a little hill.
That was the fastest.
Yeah.
I had to touch my brake a few times.
You know what? Speaking of that $5 rule on the limit of the speed limit thing, you know what we should start doing? We should start charging people $5 if they don't want us to report them.
No, I think like
No?
if your picture, like if a picture of your license plate has been sent in for like excessive speed on, let's say, Monroe or Deerfoot or Lions Lane or something like that, then your bill at the end of the season, when you have to go pay your half of lot fee, when they send that out to you, it should say, hey, you now owe $1,200 due to your vehicle was reported speeding
I'm just saying.
more than once.
I could totally charge them, but they pay me $5 and I'll delete the picture of their license plate.
Yeah, no, that's called not good business.
I think it's great business on my end.
That's a criminal.
Oh well.
Uh,
Them speeding is also a criminal thing too.
We're trying to run a reasonable company.
Hey, $5 is $5.
But no, like stuff like that. I think we also need to widen the roads.
The road should have been widened before they started making more trailer spots.
Like going down your road, Brandy. I can't remember the name of it. River Road East?
Nolan,
as we all know it by, but
our park now actually has set fines for things like causing disturbance, speeding, etc. And you have to pay the fine. If you're caught breaking the speed limit, you get a warning, a fine, and vehicle privilege removed.
wow, I like it.
That's the kind of stuff that needs to be enforced in our park.
I do like it. But whatever road Brandy lives on, Nolan, we'll go with Nolan. I can't remember what it is now. River Road East, West, South, North, East.
Riverfront.
Riverfront, East, West, North,
I'm almost
South.
positive it's still Riverfront all the way down.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because East and West is on the other side.
Okay. So Riverfront, like down by Brandy, myself and Ben went down the other day in his truck, and there were cars coming like down the road towards us, and we literally had to pull off onto somebody's lot so they could pass us because it was just not big enough. And their car was actually off the road too because like I had a set of tires on the road. That's how small that road is. So
Mhm.
like even when you're on a golf cart, you have to pull over. Yeah,
But
you
I
need to
think
widen it.
I personally think all the roads are still like that. The only difference is when you're really going past somebody else's, there's normally enough grass that the golf cart can kind of pull over onto and continue driving, such as ours.
I think they've widened Deerfoot a little bit, not much, a
I
little bit.
I don't think so.
I do because the way they've, it's all depending on where the trailer sits. Because I've noticed it down by your parents' lot. They've cut the trees back on the other side a little bit and have widened the road over there. And if you go up by Archie and Wanda's, there's nobody on the other side. It's wider up there. So
Maybe.
they've widened it a little bit, but
I personally think all the trailers that were on that other side by the road, by the fence, like Karen's row,
mhm.
I think all of those should have just completely come off. They shouldn't have had trailers by the fence. I think that should have been the road, especially in the case that they're building that new exit sign, like the new exit area that we're supposed to be exiting once they finish it. I think they should have made that just a main road and then made the lots like our lot, like my mom's lot, our lot, where we faced into each other.
Possibly. There's like other things, but um, at like Andrews Park, I 100% agree with the set fines.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a question. Do you guys?
What were you saying? You had an ADHD moment there, guys.
Um, I think anybody should be able to send like. And can you? Let's say you catch Josh speeding. Does it have to be a worker,
I think it would still have to be a
or
worker
does
because of the
it
fine.
can it be a camper?
I think if maybe it's more of like a if they get a lot of complaints, then they will maybe come down and say something. But I think for the most part, it's more of a like the workers have to catch it because anybody can go up to a worker and be like, "Oh, so and so was speeding." Well, if you don't like so and so, you're gonna tell on them a lot more. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but that's
I'm just
like
saying, like in the
I don't want to
case.
say what kind of people are you hanging around,
I,
but that's petty people.
well, that's like your neighbor being an a-hole kind of thing.
Totally,
You know what
but
I mean?
that's a petty person.
And you got those petty people in the world, unfortunately.
Well, you'd have to deal with it at the time. Like you'd have to say, "Hey, look at the footage," or
Well, that's the whole thing. You'd have to be caught, I think, by workers or by camera or something like that.
as a camper.
You can complain, yeah,
Okay.
but you can't do the fine or anything like that.
Ange goes, "I have a question. Do you all?"
You all have plans for any guests on your podcast? We do. We're still working up to
You can come on anytime you want.
yeah, you could. We haven't been doing actual podcasts lately. A lot of people are too nervous to come on the live, which I can kind of understand in the fact of it's live, it's not edited. Um, but once we start filming podcasts, we've had people tell us they want to, but that's as far as that's gone.
Yeah, a lot of what we're getting, and I'm not saying I'm not complaining about anybody on here. What we're getting a lot is, yeah, love to.
Mhm.
Let's do it. Let's set something up. We set something up, and it's always, no, sorry, I can't do it. Can't make it. Um, no. And then there's umpteen dozen
Excuses.
excuses to go with it.
Yeah.
Like we had her brother and sister-in-law there. We filmed. We didn't use them because they just weren't right. No, I'm not saying them, but the
actual videos
actual
themselves.
videos we
By the
could.
time we got to
Yeah.
recording or editing them, it just didn't make sense to put them up.
So she is completely shy about everything. Very nervous, very everything. And she came on. We just turned on the mics, put on the headphones for about 5 minutes, and just talked like this. And that's all we did. We just shot the shit and just talked. And then I got up and I had to go check something. And while I was up, I turned on all the cameras. And we talked for about probably another 10 minutes. And she was like, okay, I think I can do this with the cameras on now. And I'm like, well,
good. The
good.
cameras
The cameras have been
yeah.
on for the last 10 minutes.
So then we started.
So then I just hit record on all of them,
Yeah.
and we recorded a podcast.
But yeah, like we do want to have guests on the podcast. It's just the issue of a lot of people either don't want to do it or are too nervous about it. And honestly, we haven't even been filming lately at all, but we want to get back into doing that because we want to batch some videos so we don't go through this kind of like blank period the way we have.
And like we were caught off guard with what happened, and I'm not saying we're not ready.
But I can honestly say
we're not in the right mindset yet.
This is hard enough.
Yeah, doing a live is hard enough right now. Just like coming up with just so everybody knows, like to explain this, recording a video for a live stream, or not the live stream. Live stream is easy. You come down, you hit a couple buttons, off we go. And like you can talk for 20 minutes, you can talk for an hour. Doesn't matter. And like, who cares? It can be deleted. It can, whatever. A recorded one is a lot harder because first you got to come up with a topic.
Or an idea.
And then you've got to come up with segments in that topic because you want to keep people attracted. That alone is probably an hour. And then, like, we don't do it, but some people write scripts.
Yeah.
We have written scripts before.
We do better without scripts than with scripts. We are not good actors, okay?
So, like, we're better ad-libbing than we are scripted.
Yeah.
Give us a topic and we can go. Yeah. Like, we'll talk 5-10 minutes on that topic. But just the getting ready is about an hour. Then filming it can take an hour, 2, 3, depending on how many times you F up, how many times, blah, blah, blah. And then you're looking at about close to 10 to 20 hours editing.
Yeah.
Once.
Like, and that's not even including the thumbnail or the description on YouTube.
Like, for me, I get the video. Like, let's say we've finished recording now. I won't edit tonight, but I'll edit tomorrow. I'll get up first thing tomorrow morning. I'll upload, let's say we have 3 cameras here. We'll upload the 3 cameras. We'll also upload the audio and the audio from the cameras. So that's 7 uploads we have to do right there. Then I've got to mirror them like to match. Like everything is synced up. That's another half an hour, 40 minutes. And then it's starting to watch it. And then you have to watch the main camera and make sure there's no screw ups and the audio matches that camera. Then there's this one over here. We have to watch that one to make sure the audio matches up. Then it's that camera there that points at her. And you have to do that. So
it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort. And like we said, right now,
We're not
the
in the
live
mindset.
streams is more than enough for us right now with our daily lives. If we didn't have, like, maybe a wedding to plan and, other things that we're still catching up on life, maybe it'd be a little bit easier, but it's a lot of work right now. So hopefully I want to try and give myself a timeline and like you a timeline and go maybe like July we start trying to
Yep.
fish out some videos so that we can get back on a roll, because unfortunately our lives still have to continue spinning.
Now we are bringing this equipment with us next week. We are going to the trailer and we're going to spend, hopefully Wednesday is not raining.
Yeah.
And we're hopefully going to do the live
There.
from the trailer.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get fancy and do a podcast.
Maybe.
You may not see that for a little bit though, but
like
maybe.
There's a lot of gear that goes with this.
Oh
thing.
yeah, he has spent lots of money.
And I'm not done.
No. Angela did reply to your question, but we were talking about other things. She said we have cameras everywhere and security guards, so I think that's why they trust people's words, which I think that's something our park needs to do. But I think our park is also you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think our park's a lot bigger than your park is, right?
Who knows? But like we could put cameras everywhere.
We could. It's just going to cost a lot of money, and how are they going to be like hardwired? Are they all going to be like how are you getting all the feeds kind of thing, unless you're putting it on like a memory card? Yeah. But then it can't be 24/7.
No, I
right?
I think you can satellite cameras.
Can you?
I think.
Be interesting.
Be interesting completely. But yeah, we're gonna try to film podcasts. We are still setting up the other room. But again, because of things happening, we got behind.
I'm 98% sure that the park is bigger.
We're close to 100 acres, guys. Yeah. We're close to 100 acres.
99 to be exact, isn't it? Or no, we are 100 acres.
No.
Because we have 2 houses.
Yes, we are 100 acres.
Yeah.
Ben and Jen live on
99 acres. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're good to go. It's definitely past my bedtime.
Yep.
It's probably past... No, it's not past Angela's bedtime. It's like 3 o'clock there.
Yeah, no.
5 o'clock. I don't know how to do math anymore. So...
So next week, we're going to try to do this from the park.
Yes. If you have topics, let us know. If you want us to talk about anything, let us know also.
Yep. Also, for the people that know our lot, where would you want us to do the live?
Ooh.
Would you want us to do it from the down by our fire pit?
Ooh.
Would you guys want to see us
do it on the deck?
Do it on the deck?
Ooh. We got lots of things to think about.
Yeah.
But until next week, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, Newfoundland, Labrador.